In the previous post, the first sentence read, "We are blessed that Hurricane Dorian stayed off the coast." So let's break this sentence down. What does that mean? We are blessed. Blessed comes from bless or blessing. A blessing is a gift from a higher power or a gift from God. So by saying that we are blessed, it means that God or a higher power has given us a gift by not allowing us to be hurt by the storm in any way, right? We said that we are blessed that Hurricane Dorian stayed off the coast, that it did not come on the coast. It stayed off. So off and on, right, are opposites. Off the coast was a good thing for the storm. But if the storm came on the coast, it would have caused some damage to South Florida. Luckily, it didn't. Now let's talk a little bit about the pronunciation of that sentence. We are blessed that Hurricane Dorian stayed off the coast. So in this sentence, we are, right, is the way that it is written. But when we speak, we usually contract. Instead of saying we are, it becomes we're. We're blessed, right? Instead of we are blessed, it becomes we're blessed. Notice also that blessed, even though it ends with ed, it actually sounds like a T. Blessed. Whereas if we compare to stayed off the coast, stay plus ed, it's not stayed and it's not state, right? In this case, we pronounce it as a D, stayed. There's a rule for this, where sometimes the ed sounds like T, t, sometimes it sounds like D, d, sometimes it sounds like ed, id, right? So like blessed, stayed, and for example, waited. To learn more about this, you can watch our video about the past tense pronunciation. Another thing to note here is the pronunciation of the word hurricane. It's not hurricane, it's not hurricane, it's hurricane, as in her, like she and her. That's how it would be pronounced, hurricane. Let's also look at the word Dorian and the word off. Both of these words have an O in them, but both of them sound very different. Dorian is more of an door, like the front door of your house. Whereas off sounds more like ah, like open your mouth for the doctor. Ah, right? Same kind of thing. So the O in English has different sounds, just like many of the other letters in English, especially the vowels. The O can sound like O, as in door or for, and this usually happens when there's an R after the O. Whereas in the word off, it sounds more like ah, like open your mouth for the doctor. And it can also sound differently as in the word come, like up, come up. You hear it? So all these words are different. Dorian, off, come. To learn more about this, please watch our video on the pronunciation of the letter O. The next sentence in our post, although it hardly impacted us here in South Florida, over 10,000 people have had their homes destroyed, and we still don't know how many lives have been lost. So let's break this sentence down. The first word, although, shows that we will be making some kind of contrast in this sentence. For example, although it is raining outside, I still want to go to the beach, right? So we're making a contrast. Normally, you do not want to go to the beach if it's raining outside. You want to go on a nice sunny day, right? So we're making a contrast. It's almost like saying, it's raining outside, but I'm still going to go to the beach, or I still want to go to the beach, right? It's the same idea. But and although are two of the most common words that we use for contrast. The next word I'd like to talk about from this part of the post is hardly. Hardly. What does that mean? Is it like hard, like this is hard? I did it hardly? No, it doesn't work that way. Okay? Instead, this is a frequency adverb, hardly, as in, I hardly go to the beach, although I live in South Florida, right? So this means not often, right? I don't do it often. I don't go to the beach often, although I live in South Florida. I hardly go to the beach, although I live in South Florida. So to say that Hurricane Dorian hardly impacted us here in South Florida, this means that it impacted us, but only a little bit, not much. So you can see how it's related with its other meaning as a frequency adverb, meaning not often. In the next part of the sentence, over 10,000 people have had their homes destroyed. In this case, over does not mean over, like over your head, right? Or to jump over something. In this case, it means more than. So over 10,000 people have lost their homes. Over 10,000 people have been affected. This means that more than 10,000 people have been affected by the storm. More than 10,000 people have had their homes destroyed. The last part of the sentence, and we still don't know how many lives have been lost. So it's not exactly the same as losing an item, like I lost my phone, right? To lose your life means to die. So to say that we still don't know how many people have lost their lives, how many lives have been lost, this means we don't know how many people have died. Also, let's notice how the O in lost sounds just like the O in off, but different from the O in Dorian or coast. Lost, off. Hear it? The next sentence, let us keep those who have been affected in our thoughts and prayers. In this sentence, let us is more commonly said as let's, right? Let apostrophe s. Really, this means let us. So this kind of breaks the rule from what we'd expect with an apostrophe s. Usually an apostrophe s is used to show possession or to show a contraction of is, and sometimes has. But in this case, let's really stands for let us. To keep someone in our thoughts and prayers means to keep thinking about and praying for somebody or some people, right? So thought, yes, it is the past tense of think, but it is also the noun form. And prayer is the noun form of pray, as in pray to God. The next sentence is, remember to stop and enjoy the beauty whenever you can. Okay, so in this case, again, let's look at that O and listen for that O and stop. It's not stop. It's not stop. It's stop, just like lost and off, the other two words that had the same O sound as this one. Off, lost, stop. You can hear that, right? Enjoy the beauty whenever you can. Beauty is the noun form of beautiful. Notice how the T sounds in this word, beauty. Of course, you could say it as a normal T, beauty, beautiful. There's nothing wrong with that. But for the American English accent, the standard American English accent, we pronounce it as beauty. For more information about this, watch our video on the pronunciation of the T in American English. Whenever means at any time, right? Enjoy the beauty whenever you can. Enjoy the beauty at any free moment that you have. Take the moment to look around, listen to the birds, feel the wind on your face, smell the aromas, look at people laughing, laugh with them, smile. Enjoy whenever you get the chance.